Hello, happy Sunday. I have all kinds of things I want to talk about today. I want to celebrate the fact that Tim's cancer numbers are coming down. They are about half of what they were a week and a half ago. He has changed the chemotherapy regimen because he wasn't responding to the first round of chemo, and he's responding to the second round. So his numbers were around 9,800 going into the second round of chemo treatment, and now they are at around 5,100. So those are the light chains that they're measuring. The thing that I want to talk about today that I feel really drawn to expand on is this piece of self-care. I'm the primary caregiver to Tim, who has multiple myeloma. He was diagnosed in June, and we have a family, we have a small farm, we have 2 children. I work full-time, and now I'm kind of taking over managing our farm. We have lots of wonderful help coming in, and we have my husband was the primary caretaker for our kids. He would take them to appointments and to all the stuff and kind of manage our household and everything. And so as I assume a lot of additional responsibilities in addition to my full-time work, it's becoming increasingly apparent to me that one of the areas I really struggle in is self-care. And I've relied a lot on Tim to, I think, see to some of my needs being met, that I struggle to do that for myself. He's the one who makes sure we eat balanced meals. He cooks our food. He's put it on the table. He kind of keeps us on a good schedule. And that has allowed me to show up for a full-time job. It's allowed me to spend time with the girls after work. It's allowed me to engage in a lot of the activism work that has been so important to me. And now that he really is in need of care pretty much round the clock, unless he's resting or, I'm just noticing that it's hard for me to keep those schedules and patterns for myself. And when I struggle to do those for myself, I also struggle to hold those patterns for my girls. And I just feel drawn to talk about this because I'm an occupational therapist. Like, I've been an OT for almost 30 years. I know how to care for. And I know how to care for people who are, I know what people need to do also to care for themselves. I served in the role of priest for 10 plus years, and I know how to help people figure out how to care for their souls. And I've learned to do that for myself too. I'm a climate coach, and I'm a coach. I'm a health and wellness coach. I know what's needed. Like, I know all the right stuff. But knowing and doing are 2 really different things. And doing the work of self-care, like, I'd rather be off saving the planet than, making sure I've gotten in my walk for the day, making sure that I've gotten in my bone building exercises for the day, making sure that I've eaten the right foods with the right minerals. And like, those things feel like thankless work for me, because I don't know, it's just like, I can tell everyone else, like, you can't do what you're not willing to do for you. Like, you can't go and do it for others. And now I have to, like, take my own advice and eat my own medicine, so to speak. So cancer has really like forced me to pull back from a lot and just get so simple about things. And you know, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. We're early in this journey. We're not quite 2 months in, and it's impacting everything about our lives. And I've been running on adrenaline, and I'm acknowledging that like adrenaline can't, like, it got me over the starting line, and it got me, you know, part of the way in, but now I really need to implement the things that I know are true and that I have spent the past 30 years like trying to help other people implement. I need to do bone building exercises 3 days a week. I need to give myself a 90-second rest break in between the exercises to give my phone just dropped. You know, to give my body a chance to recuperate. I need to go for a walk, probably 30 minutes twice a day. That feels kind of selfish. And I don't know why I feel like it's selfish, because I wouldn't tell anyone else that that's selfish for them, but it's hard for me to do for me. It's easier for me to want to save the planet. It's easier for me to want to help other people figure out how to save themselves. But doing the work to attend to my little piece of the planet, that's where my work is right now. And I'm also acknowledging that like when I don't do that, my girls suffer. They get crumbs. I can't give to them what I'm not giving to me. Because then when I give it to them, some part of me resents that they're getting something from me that my piece of earth is not getting from me. And you know, when I take the time for self-care, I think they feel more at ease, like they feel better, because they see that I'm doing something to fill my cup, and they know that when I give to them, I'm going to be giving to them from a better place. And I can feel them relax, and I can feel them soften. And it just makes me think of like, I don't know, like all the earth around me when I'm trying to serve it from a place that's stressed and afraid and tight and worried and angsty. Like, I don't know who I'm kidding. It's like, I'm definitely not inspiring other people to want to care for it, because it looks hard and it looks stressful, and it is hard and it is stressful. So the universe, God, the planet, like something is telling me that that way isn't going to work. It can't work anymore. So circumstances are really, I knew I couldn't keep up with the pace that I was moving at before, but I didn't know what it would take to change it. I had paid a coach a nice sum of money to like really figure that piece out, and in the midst of like pouring out my intention to the universe that like I have to do this better, like I have to do this differently. Cancer walked through the door, and at first I thought it was some kind of sick joke, because it was like, oh right, yeah, you're gonna add one more thing. Like, that doesn't fit. That doesn't fit with the life I had planned. It doesn't fit with all the things that I think are my responsibility to take care of and fix and heal. And what I'm learning is like, actually, it's just forced the issue all the more. That like, I'm only as good at caring for all of the rest of life as I am at caring for life that's moving through me, caring for my vessel, the vessel through which I hope to serve the world and serve others. In a way, in the life that we, our culture, our systems, it feels like a radical form of activism to put ourselves, our own health, our own well-being first. But what I'm also acknowledging is that when I do that, I actually don't consume as much. I don't need to go as many places. I don't need to do as many things that pull heavy on other resources around me when I carve out time and space to care for me. When I put this piece of earth first. So I know I'm not alone in this. I know a lot of people struggle with this. I think we all struggle in our own ways, and we get busy. We go in hyperdrive, overdrive. We distract ourselves. Or we make a religion out of a form of self-care that's like becomes not self-care anymore, because it's run by some ideas we have in our minds about what that looks like, but it isn't true with like what our inner being is calling us to. A form of self-care that's gentle. I mean, I think my movement away from like exercise and fitness was because it was too extreme before. It was too much. I couldn't sustain it. To love myself, I had to pull back. Well, then I went the other way. The pendulum swung. And then I went into like almost denial of my physical being. And now the pendulum is swinging again. And the balance is rewriting itself. And I'm having to come back to me so that I can attend to this garden around me, this little plot of land that we live on, my husband who is fighting for his life, my girls who are watching this whole thing go down and wanting a little bit more than crumbs in the middle of it all, and rightfully deserving more than that. So I think the best gift that I can give them is to do this for me, to do my daily exercises, to walk slowly and take in what's around me, to breathe, to put myself to bed on time, to feed myself food that rejuvenates me. I love a little bit of wine in the evenings, but sometimes it just makes me want to go to sleep and dulls my senses, and so I don't really know that that's something that feels good for me right now. But I want to explore this more, and I will be talking about it more because it's really in my face, and I think in our society, we created a slow food kind of farmstead because we felt like slowing down, learning to slow down, teaching our girls to slow down in the middle of a Western kind of lifestyle was like pretty radical, and a way that we could serve. But I really haven't been doing that for me. So I hope that you get something from this. I hope that it helps you figure out how to slow down a little bit more. This life's short. We're here for a blip on the screen. I don't know what's out in front of us. I don't know what's beyond now. A couple of months ago, I had no idea that cancer was on the horizon for us. I thought we had a lot more time, and there's a lot that I took for granted, and there's a lot that I ignored. And so I'm reprioritizing all kinds of things right now. And I invite you to figure out what those priorities are for you without cancer. Hopefully it doesn't take that for you to look closely and make decisions that support life moving in a better way for you, for your loved ones, for the world around you. I deeply believe that we're all called to serve in some capacity, but we can't serve the world at the expense of ourselves, because we are the vessel through which that service happens. So we have to look out for our own little piece of earth first, and then we can bring our best to our immediate environment around us and then beyond. So that's what I'm an advocate for, is life moving, and life moving through me first and through you first, and then attending to all the rest of it beyond, in a way that supports life moving around you. So blessings to you. Thank you for listening, and just have a lovely Sunday. Peace.